A man walks into a bar. The entrance has a security camera. It's the only way in, the only way out. The camera records him entering at 9 p.m. It never records him leaving. He's still inside, except he's not. Another night, another mile, another case that never closed. Tonight, Brian Randall Shaffer, 27 years old, medical student, Columbus, Ohio, April 1, 2006. He walked into the Ugly Tuna Saloona, a bar on the second floor of a building. One entrance, one exit, security cameras on both. Brian Shaffer walked in. He never walked out. This is what we know. March 31, 2006. Friday night. Brian Shaffer is finishing his second year at Ohio State Medical School. He's doing well. Good grades. Engaged to be married. His fiancée, Alexis, is out of town. Spring break. She's in Florida with friends. Brian stays in Columbus. He plans to go out with his friend, William Clint Florence. Clint is also a medical student. They've known each other for years. That evening, Brian and Clint meet up. They decide to bar hop. Start around 9 p.m. They hit a few places near campus. Arena District. Short North. Standard Friday night. Around 9 p.m., they arrive at the Ugly Tuna Saloona. It's a college bar. Second floor of a Gateway Film Center building. The entrance is at the top of an escalator. There's a camera at the bottom. Another at the top. Every person who enters or exits is recorded. Brian and Clint go upstairs. The bar is crowded. It's the night before spring break. Students everywhere. Music loud. Brian is wearing a white shirt. Light-colored pants. Clint is in dark clothing. They order drinks. Talk to people. Normal night 11 p.m. Another friend joins them. Meredith Reed, a fellow student. The three of them hang out, talking, drinking. Nothing unusual. Security footage shows Brian at the bar. 1:15 a.m. He's talking to two women near the entrance. The camera captures him clearly. White shirt, talking, smiling. Then he turns, walks back toward the bar, off camera. That's the last time Brian Shaffer is ever seen. 1:55 a.m. Clint and Meredith decide to leave. They look for Brian. Can't find him. The bar is crowded. They assume he left already. Maybe went home. Maybe met someone. They leave without him. Security cameras record them exiting. Down the escalator. Out of the building. Brian is not with them. April 1, 2006, morning. Alexis tries calling Brian. No answer. She tries again. And again. Voicemail. She calls Clint. Have you seen Brian? Clint says they got separated at the bar. He assumed Brian went home. Alexis calls Brian's apartment. No answer. She calls his father, Randy. No one has seen him. Randy drives to Brian's apartment. His car is there. A silver Mitsubishi Eclipse. Parked in the lot. No sign of Brian. Randy calls the police. Columbus police arrive at Brian's apartment. They check inside. Everything is normal. No signs of struggle. No signs of packing. His wallet is there. His keys are there. His phone is there. But Brian is gone. Police review security footage from the Ugly Tuna Saloona. They see Brian enter at 9 p.m. They see him at the bar throughout the night. They see him at 1:15 a.m. talking to two women, then walking away. They watch the rest of the footage. Every person who enters, every person who exits. They see Clint and Meredith leave at 1:55 a.m. They never see Brian leave. Not at 2 a.m., not at 3 a.m., not when the bar closes, not ever. Police check every angle. The camera at the bottom of the escalator. The camera at the top. Both working. Both recording. No gaps in the footage. Brian Shaffer entered, but he never left. Investigators interview the bar staff, the bartenders, the bouncers, the cleaning crew. No one remembers seeing Brian after 1:15 a.m. No one saw him leave. No one saw anything unusual. Police search the building. The Ugly Tuna Saloona is on the second floor. Below it, Gateway Film Center. Above it, construction. The building is being renovated. Upper floors are closed off. Investigators search every floor, every room, every storage closet, every construction zone. Nothing. They check the roof, the stairwells, the emergency exits. Emergency exits lead to internal hallways. Those hallways have cameras too. Brian doesn't appear on any of them. They bring in search dogs. The dogs track Brian's scent from the bar entrance into the bar. Then the scent stops. It doesn't lead to any exit. It doesn't lead anywhere. Police interviewed the two women Brian was talking to. They remember him, said he was friendly. Normal conversation. He walked away. They didn't see where he went. Investigators pull phone records. Brian's cell phone last pinged a tower near the bar. 1:13 a.m. Then nothing. No calls. No texts. No activity. His bank accounts are checked. No withdrawals. No transactions. Not that night. Not after. Police interview Clint Florence multiple times. He tells the same story. They were at the bar. They got separated. He assumed Brian left. Clint takes a polygraph. He passes. Police interview Alexis. She was in Florida. Verified. Dozens of witnesses. She wasn't in Columbus. Investigators expand the search. They check other bars in the area. Hospitals. Homeless shelters. The Olentangy River. Nothing. Weeks pass. Then months. No trace of Brian Shaffer. And this is where the story gets strange. The Ugly Tuna Saloona has one public entrance, at the top of an escalator. That entrance has a camera. Every person is recorded, in and out. There is a service entrance, in the back, for deliveries, for staff. It leads to a construction area. That area also has cameras, hallway cameras, stairwell cameras. Brian doesn't appear on any of them. Investigators checked, frame by frame. Every person who entered the bar that night can be accounted for. Every person who left can be accounted for, except Brian. Police considered every possibility. Maybe he disguised himself, changed clothes, put on a hat, left with a group. They reviewed the footage. Every man who left between 1:15 a.m. and closing. They identified each one. None of them were Brian. Maybe he left through the construction area, snuck past the cameras. But the construction zone was locked. Investigators found no signs of forced entry, no open doors, no broken locks. And even if he got into the construction area, he'd have to exit the building. Every ground level exit has cameras. Brian doesn't appear on any of them. Maybe he never left the building. Maybe he's still inside. Police searched multiple times. Cadaver dogs. Nothing. The building was searched again when renovations finished. Years later, still nothing. In 2008, a psychic told Brian's father that Brian was in the water, near a concrete structure. Randy Shaffer spent months searching bodies of water. Ponds. Rivers. Reservoirs. He found nothing. In 2020, a construction worker claimed he saw Brian. In a bar. In another state, police investigated. It wasn't him. In 2021, a tip came in. Someone said they saw Brian alive, working under a different name. Police followed up. Dead end. Ryan Shaffer walked into a bar. The camera saw him enter. The camera never saw him leave. There's no other way out. But he's gone. Theory 1. He left through the construction area, somehow avoided the cameras, exited through an unmonitored door. This explains why he doesn't appear on the exit footage. But it doesn't explain how he got into the construction zone. It was locked. No signs of forced entry. And it doesn't explain the total lack of camera footage. Not in the hallways. Not in the stairwells. Not at ground level. Nowhere. Theory 2. He changed clothes. Disguised himself. Left in a group. This explains how he might have avoided detection. But police reviewed every person who left. Every single one. They identified each person. None of them were Brian. Theory 3. He met with foul play inside the bar. Someone harmed him. Hid his body in the building. This explains why he never left on camera. But it doesn't explain the searches. The building was searched thoroughly. multiple times, with cadaver dogs. Over the course of years, nothing was found, and no one reported seeing a confrontation. No one saw Brian arguing with anyone. No one saw him being forced anywhere. Theory 4. He left voluntarily, planned his disappearance, wanted to start over. This explains the lack of evidence. If he planned it, he could have avoided cameras, could have had help, but it doesn't explain his behavior. Brian was engaged, planning a wedding, doing well in medical school. He had no debts, no legal problems, no known mental health issues. His phone and wallet were left behind. His car was left behind. If he planned to disappear, why leave everything? Theory 5. He's in the building. Still, somewhere no one has found. A hidden space, a wall hadduct. This explains why he never appears leaving. But the building has been searched, renovated, torn apart. If he's there, someone would have found him. Every theory has a problem. None of them explain everything. In the months after Brian disappeared, his family never stopped searching. His father, Randy, quit his job, spent his savings, hired private investigators, printed flyers, put up billboards, searched every tip, every lead. Nothing. In 2008, Randy Shaffer died. Cancer. He never found his son. Before he died, he said one thing: Brian is alive. He believed it. Until the end. Alexis, Brian's fiancée, moved on. She married, started a family, but she still thinks about him, still wonders. Clint Florence, Brian's friend, became a doctor. He's never spoken publicly about that night, not since the initial investigation. He's declined every interview request. In 2020, Columbus police declared Brian legally dead. For estate purposes, his family didn't contest it, but the case remains open. Brian Shaffer is still listed as a missing person. In 2024, investigators said they were reviewing the case. New technology, new methods. They didn't say what they found. The Ugly Tuna Saloona closed in 2020. The building still stands. It's been renovated. New businesses moved in. The escalator is still there. The cameras are gone. But the mystery remains. Somewhere between the entrance and the exit, Brian Shaffer vanished. As of 2026, Brian Shaffer has been missing for 20 years. The Columbus Police Department still considers this an active missing persons case. They still receive tips. None have brought answers. Brian's mother, Renee, still lives in Ohio. She keeps his room the way it was, his medical textbooks, his photos. Waiting. Every year on the anniversary, she holds a vigil at the site where the Ugly Tuna Saloona used to be. Fewer people come now, but she's always there. In 2023, a podcast revisited the case. New attention. New tips. Police investigated. Nothing new. Brian's case is profiled on NamUs Case number 3426, on the Charley Project, on every major missing persons database. His face is still on posters, still on websites, still searching for the man who walked in and never walked out. If you have information about Brian Shaffer's disappearance, the Columbus Police Department asks you to call their tip line 614-645-4545, or submit tips online through Central Ohio Crime Stoppers. The road keeps going. The cameras keep recording. Somewhere, there's an answer. A door that was missed. A moment that wasn't seen. An explanation. But 20 years later, no one knows where Brian Shaffer went. How do you vanish from a room with one exit? If you know something about this case, the comments are open. If you want more roads like this, I'll keep driving.